Hi guys, welcome back to another session. So in this today's agenda, we'll be discussing about three case studies. So it will be like an example. It will be like a scenario. So where I will be taking some real world examples and I will be trying to connect that example with our AWS services. And it will be of three scenario. One is like without AWS usage, how will be the business? Another is what is this AWS is all about, and another is business with using AWS services. So here I will be taking some cartoon examples so that we can get the clarity regarding what I'm trying to explain. And without wasting much time, let's start our case one. Okay. We'll just start with our case one. Case one, okay. So here there will be a person, okay. So there will be a person. So his name is Akshay, and he will be a farmer. He'll be a farmer. Okay. So he'll be having a farmland. And he's supposed to grow different crops. Okay, different crops. And he was too dedicated towards his job, and he's a hard worker and also a business minded and also a talented person. Okay, so after growing different crops, and it's time to harvest, and he will be having the load of the production. So he will be having a lot of harvested crop, and he's go down in the sense like a kind of a warehouse where he store all his harvested crops. So it will be full. Okay, he'll be full, and he also does a business. So since he being a locality in the village, he will be having network inside the village and also outside the village. And all the retailers who supposed to sell their crops in the retail rate, they come to him and they're supposed to buy the crops in wholesale rate. So that kind of a business he was into, and he was having the proper good relationship with the customers and also the buyers. So he was in the profit. Okay, he was in the profit. So once uh, the harvest was ready, he's supposed to sell his crops, his harvested crop to all the buyers and retailers, and all the business was good, and he was in the profit. Okay, everything was done, and the profit was in the high. So only the neighborhood village were having the idea about he's a person who does this kind of a business, but he wanted to think a big picture. He wanted to sell the crops all over India. So since he is talented, he was also having idea regarding the e-commerce business. So here he had a plan of selling his crops or any kind of fruits, even fruits he's supposed to grow in his farm. So he's supposed to planning to sell his crops online. It's kind of organic fruit and vegetables. So this was his intention. Okay, so this was his intention. Let's change picture. Okay, so here first he was selling the crops. Let's assume his goods. Okay, goods will be the proper definition. Okay, selling his goods only to the local regions. Later, he thought of a big picture. So why can't I start a online business where I can sell my goods all over India? So he thought of online website, creating an online website, where he can, give a price tag to his goods and we can sell his goods all over India. So here what he came with the idea is one is creating a website, one is one second, one is creating a website as a common practice, creating website. Okay. And since he was in the profitable business, he also thought of, creating a data center for his business. So data center. Okay. So one thing I would like to mention, guys, here the business is without usage of AWS. Okay. So I'm just trying to connect it out with our concept. Okay. Just try to understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, guys. First, he thought of creating a website. Second, he thought of, building the data center for his website. And later, however, he had a network because since he was in this business since from long time, ancestors and all, they were doing the farming professional. So he had a proper network inside the village and also the outside the village. And he had the trust, matters a lot. And he had a proper, kind of a positive relationship with the customers and buyers and also inside the villagers and outside the villagers. So he had, so either in order to work these three, the trust matters a lot. In order to come into the business, first there has to be a trust. Okay. So he was having a proper trust. This is the scenario. Okay. So after getting his proper idea, so he start on working on building the infrastructure. So here what our main topic coming to existence. Okay, guys. So be carefully. Just try to listen to this lecture carefully. So I bet you that almost 80% of our curriculum will be completed if you give proper attention to this case study. Okay, so just try to understand it as a story. So how he will be running the business and what will be the disadvantages of not using AWS in his upcoming business. So we'll just try to give a theme, okay, the topic name, business without AWS. And I'm not saying that you can run a business without AWS. Yes, of course you can run the business without AWS, but just see the scenario, how it's going to impact his business, okay, in the later times. All right. So we are jumping into the story, guys. So just try to imagine yourself as Akshay. Being a farmer is one of the proud thing which we feel. Okay, so being farmer is also not the easiest task. So guys, I'm just suggest you to imagine yourself as a Akshay. Imagine yourself as a farmer and just look into the challenges which you're gonna face during running the business. Okay, the online business. So he was successful in the offline. He was make profit with his village outside the villages. He was able to do a profit and he was good at that. But looking into the big picture, he was trying to build a website and he wanted to expand his distribution all over the India. So just look into this scenario, okay? So as I said, first the website was ready. Website was ready. Website was ready. So now the task was to build the data center. data center. So this is the time where Akshay start building his data center. Okay, data center. Okay, so since he was not able, since he was not having his own room, so he approaches his friend for the space where he can install his infrastructure. So so he'll be approaching his friend for the room. So it will be a big room. Okay, it will be a big room. It will be a big room where he can install his infrastructure into that, and he'll be approaching his friend. Okay, friend, and it will be rented space. So here, monthly, he'll be paying a rent to his friend. So that part we can look into other. So inside data center, he will be having the servers. We'll be having the servers, and after servers, we need a storage to store all the data and storage servers. And something disaster happened. So there has to be a backup, right? There will be a backup, and there will be servers for the backup. And there will be some routers. Okay, for the network purpose, there will be some routers and switches, and the firewall thing. Okay, so it just imaginary, guys. Okay, just imaginary. So this is the data center. It is his data center. Data center consists of server, storage, and the backup storage. I mean, backup server, all the routers, switches, and the firewall. So here is his website. It will be connected to the data center. Okay. When the request is sent, he will be getting a response. It's www. Okay, what we can keep? Let's keep India. India.com. Okay. All right. So here he'll be listing all the crops which he will be growing in his field, and they are ready to sell. And he will be putting a price tag to that. And it's a similar e-commerce, guys. See, and there will be different crops, fruits, vegetable. If you want to buy, just take example of a big basket. Okay, there will be different crops and all the vegetables, fruits. If you want to buy them, just add them into your cart and buy. That's it. Okay, just buy it. So that is a similar kind of website. And make sure that he was making sure that all the foods are organic. Okay, organic. So this was the big picture. This was the big picture. He was looking into that. And as he was thinking, the website was ready. And second, the data center was also ready. And he looks into a Shubh Muhurta and he launches his website, and it's ready to business. Okay, and he make a big announcement, and even the people from other cities were able to know that, yeah, there is a website called www.india.com. So they will be much more interested in buying his goods online. So for some time, it was going well. It was really going well. Since it was the initial period, there was not much more traffic to his website. Okay. So as on day basis, he was getting 1,000 requests, and the capacity of the server was, let's assume 5,000. It's just imaginary thing, guys. 5,000 was the request. So he was getting 1,000 requests, and it was it can be handled by the server. So there was no issues with the data center. But sometime, what happened? So yes, everything is ready. So website is ready, and the data center is also ready, and the business was also launched online. So and people were so excited to buy his product online. So even he was able to get orders on the day basis. And yes, guys, if you're looking into the limitation of the server, and it has a limitation of taking 5,000 requests, and let's assume the storage is about 100 terabyte, just imagination purpose, and also the backup is also 100 terabyte. And yes, this was the thing. Yes, as a day basis, he was able to get uh, the 1,000 requests to his server, and the servers was pretty well performing pretty good, and there was no crash of server, nothing. So everything was going perfect, and it was according to the plan. After some time, so here the situation. So after some time, he will be famous, guys. Okay, he will be famous, and his product and the taste of the fruits and the vegetables, the nutrient level, everything was perfect, and people are becoming a big fan of his uh, goods. And guess what? There was a lot of requests going to the server during the initial days. Trust me, it was 1,000. Now it was just as soon. Now it was 10,000. I know 10,000 requests for the server. The limitation of the server capability is only the 5,000, and here it was 10,000 requests are coming to his server. That much traffic was coming to his server. Okay, so guess what? As we know, the system goes down, and system got crashed. Unfortunately, crashed. So what he does? So he just make his website offline, and he just start on working, and he just mention the message that under maintenance. Okay. So here one thing we should try to observe, that his online business got affected. Okay. So he was not run out of the business. He's the medium. The online medium was affected, and he's out of business. Okay. Out of business. So he was got worried about that thing. What I can do? Already have invested a lot of capital in buying the server. So servers will be too costly, depending on the company and depending upon the performance wise. So there will be too costly, and he's already invested into that. The servers and also the storage for the backup. Let us assume that he have invested around 1 lakh. So this is just an imaginary number. So server won't come for 1 lakh capital. Okay. So again, what he thought is buying two more servers. Since these servers are in peak demand, so it will be costing one. During the another time, it will be like, let us assume 3 lakh for one server. So he'll be adding one more server to the existing one. So he will be taking loan of this 3 lakh to buy the another server, and also to buy another storage. Even the storage was getting almost like people's were registration for the registration purpose, and storing the information of the customers. So all that data should be stored, right? So here the storage was exceeding more than 100 TB. So it was 500 TB. Let us say 500 TB. 500 terabyte of storage was required, but the limitation was 100. So here also in the backup also it was required almost of TB. And same thing, he goes to the agent and also buy some more storage servers. Okay. Servers, and also the router was also upgraded. And he was just looking to guys, he was also feeling the shortage of the space, feeling the shortage of the space, okay? Feeling the shortage of the space. So everything was done. Again, once it was able to get with the upgradation of a new server, the capacity got increased to 20,000 requests. So now the server has a capacity of, handling 2,000, 20,000 requests. So again, the website was maintained very well and it came online. And he make announcement that yes, the server is back to the service. You can buy your online retailers, online goods, whatever. Okay, business was going on. Business was going on. He was getting profit, and he was also getting famous day by day because of his goods, the trust, the marketing. Everything was too good. As a conclusion, then also he was able to get 20,000 requests within a minute. Within a minute, his website goes online. People rush it like anything, rush it like a bullet to his website. Okay, so they were more like not 20, not 30. It was like 1 lakh request. Just think about this cute server. It was got crushed, and again the website got under maintenance within 5 minutes of its being online. He got worried, guys. He got worried. He got worried. Okay, he got worried. Rest story we'll look into our another case. Okay, case one. This was all about the case one. Remaining the story of Akshay and how he overcome this problem. We'll try to understand in case two and case three. So it will be part 1, 2, 3. So here, guys, yes, he had a big picture. He had a big picture, and he also built the website, and he also built his own data center. And yes, guys, Akshay got worried, and remaining part we'll discuss in our case 2 and case 3. So just assume that it has a part 1, 2, 3. Okay. So concluding this session, guys, I would like to say that Akshay was a hard worker. He was a kind of a person who had a big visionary, big imagination. Okay. So he was looking into the big picture. He also thought of, building a website. He built the website, and he also built his own data center, and he made lakhs of investment, and he also took loan in order to upgradation, and he was having trust. He was a really good person. There was no problem with that. But the thing is, he is the medium. The website was not able to handle more traffic. But he cannot, because of crashing of website, he cannot keep on investing his servers infrastructure, right? If you do so, then he'll be going bankrupt. So whatever the profit he earned, he'll be coming, everything will be become zero. So because of this approach. So let we try to understand in the part 2, part 3, everything what are the approaches he came and how did he solve the problem of this. So everything we try to understand. So this was all a small try from my end in order to get a spark to our upcoming session. And yes, guys, this is all about the today's session. So case 2 and case 3 will look into the next session. Until then, see you. Take care. Bye.